I wanted to just be clear that when we give partial compliance, that to the city, to the police bureau, that that in no way suggests that the police bureau is anywhere near completing that task or that requirement to the settlement agreement. Sometimes they're further along than others, but we want to acknowledge effort. I mean, to say that there was nothing done is discouraging to a lot of hardworking folks that have put time in, that we've tried to document in the report, which is 80-some pages long. But again, you should not be concerned that it's like beginning to run the marathon. It doesn't mean you've completed the task at all. It means you started running. And I think there's a lot of work yet to be done. And so we want to be clear that partial compliance isn't anywhere near full compliance. And but we do want to acknowledge that the city and the PPB have been working on some of these things. In areas where we don't think they have, we've called them out. And in other areas we don't have enough information, we've said it's too early for us to make an assessment. So we want to thank you again for all that input and the help, that this was a joint effort by everybody here. And we got some excellent comments and feedback from everybody. So thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from COAB members? Tom?
Did you change any of the ratings where we thought that the ratings were too generous? Did you go back and change any of them?
No, we did not. Those were partial compliance, as I recall, and we left them at that rather than retract what we had said over the last two reports where we felt the police bureau had done something. Yeah.
One thing that would be helpful, because the recommendation that we received was just to look at them and change them. We weren't quite sure what the issue was that the subcommittee was looking at. So we did re-review them and felt comfortable with our partial compliance rating based on our definition of partial compliance. But it would be useful to have some additional information if there is an issue that the COAB subcommittee is seeing with that.
Reed, did I see your hand?
Mm-hmm. This is probably off topic, but I'm okay with being off topic. A while back, the NHCRS, I can do all of them, anyway, had recommended that people in crisis with mental illness be transported via ambulance. And I had brought up during the meeting, because I don't have all the time in the world to go to every subcommittee meeting. But I had brought up in a meeting to have cameras installed in the ambulances, operable, obviously. But assumptions being what they are, I guess I should be clear about them being operable. Is that something that surfaced as a recommendation? I don't know who I should be talking to, but I just kind of want to be abreast. Please apprise me.
I don't remember seeing that as a recommendation out of any subcommittee.
So maybe that's something. Okay, my schedule's going to be clear for the next 10 days. So.
Anybody else on the COAB? Yes, Thor.
I just wanted to ask, when it comes to ratings, when you say partial compliance and you're reviewing that, but if they've done nothing, if you'll put down that they've done nothing, but how do you measure that? If they don't do, if they don't do anything, and then the next step is they've done a little bit, that is more than nothing, and you assume that's partial compliance. I'm wondering how the measurement, the metrics for the rating of partial compliance.
And is that even codifiable?
Yes.
Well, these ratings certainly are judgment calls. I mean, they are subjective to some extent, but they are based on the data that we've collected or on different aspects of the agreement. And so, again, we'd have to be specific. I think there was one that had to do with meetings to be held between the police bureau and the COAB. And we had originally given partial compliance because there was effort made to work together to And in the end, you know, one of the meetings, well, there's various reasons the meetings didn't happen. And, but we are putting enormous pressure on everybody to make those meetings happen. And the COAB, as you know, is doing a lot of work to move ahead with community engagement. There have been issues in the Police Bureau about community engagement. But I think that those meetings, I'm trying to remember, Amy, do you remember the issues there? I don't have all the details in front of me about why that didn't happen, but our own staff, I mean, Amy may remember, because work was made to have those meetings occur, and it was postponed.
Yeah, it was postponed because of the closing down the meeting.
Closing down the meeting, okay. I guess that was the reason, but that was the only one that was sort of ambiguous. The others, we had much more stronger evidence, I think, for partial compliance.
I have a question here from Elaine.
Yes.
If I may.